Okay, I need to I need to stop my Irish jig music. Hang on. Something that I have kind of been delving into recently is modding and customizing consoles, specifically 3DS. I have been on a rabbit hole spiral of watching people modding their 3DSs and then customizing them, some like changing the shells so they're really cute colors and things like that. And I am feeling a little bit of FOMO to the point where I'm debating on modding my own 3DS. Do I actually want to mod it to download games? No, because I am a physical collector gal, and I think I always will be. But the idea of then being able to have customized themes and make my 3DS like look pretty when I open it up really appeals to me. And I'm a bit like, yeah, maybe I do want to be a part of that scene. Maybe that is something I want to be a part of. This whole rebirth of the 3DS and handheld gaming has been something that's been on my mind a lot recently. And I mean, I think that's pretty evident. I think I've said it a few times that that's something I really want to get back into this year. I really want to prioritize my handheld games, my handheld gaming consoles. It's being used as a way of being on our phones less. A lot of people are saying, you know, instead of whipping out your phone, get your 3DS out instead. And instead of doom scrolling for hours, play a game for half an hour. That's probably better for you. And that is something that I have definitely taken to heart and have taken into my day-to-day life. However, I've been doing it with a different console, and I feel like this console in particular hasn't received the love I think it deserves. And that's the Switch Lite. This is my Switch Lite in its carrying case. This is my Switch Lite, and it has a very cute case on the back as well. Very, very cute, with the cute thumb grips. But as you can see, I have the coral Switch Lite. This Switch Lite went unloved and untouched for a very long time. Let me tell you the story with me and this Switch Lite. I got this Switch Lite in April 2022. It had to be 2022 because this Switch Lite was my 21st birthday present to myself. I bought myself this Switch Lite alongside Animal Crossing New Horizons for my 21st birthday because I spent my 21st birthday in peak lockdown. It was not fun. Well, actually, no, it was a lot of fun because the weather was gorgeous. I didn't have to go out and see and talk to people, and I had just bought myself a brand new console with the new Animal Crossing. So actually, I take that back. My 21st birthday was a hoot. And also because I'm not American, 21st birthdays in the UK, they're still seen as like a milestone, but it's not as big as a milestone. 18 is a much bigger milestone birthday for us in the UK, so it was still like a big birthday because that's kind of, you know, it's the early 20s, your 21st, you know, blah blah blah, but it's not as big as the 18th. Anyways, I was so excited when they announced the Coral Light because something that I loved about the Nintendo DSs and the Game Boys is the amount of variations you could get. It was as if Nintendo knew that everybody has a preference and everybody, you know, everyone's an individual. Everybody has their own style and their own uniqueness, right? And I feel like Nintendo really knew how to cater to that in their colorization of their consoles. One of my favorite images is the image of all of the different colours of the Nintendo DS Lite you could get. There's something that, like, it just tickles the right parts of my brain when I look at that image. I think it's also a nostalgia thing, because I remember either seeing that exact image or a similar image, or maybe I saw the ad or something when I was younger, and just seeing the rainbow, the different colours, it was so satisfying, like ASMR-esque for my eyes. I love just staring at that picture, and I do the same with the DSi. I have the white DSi, but let me tell you, I wanted the pink one. I wanted it real bad, but did they have the pink one in stock? No, they didn't. They didn't have the pink one in stock, but I was so desperate to get it, I just went with my next best option, which was the white one. And just having the choice meant a lot. It kind of felt like Nintendo cared about us as consumers and cared about our opinions and cared about us as people, and they purposefully wanted to tailor to as many of us as they possibly could. And you can see that all the way through their consoles. You can get different versions of the Game Boy Advance. Even the Wii had like different colors. You could get a pink Wii. Of course I wanted a pink Wii. Did I get a pink Wii? No, I didn't. I don't know if the Wii U had different colors. Let's quickly look it up. I'm typing with one hand, just give me a minute, okay? It was just black and white. Okay. How many colors did the Wii have? 4 primary colors: white, black, red, and blue. I'm sure there was a pink one. Or maybe they just had pink controllers. Oh, I think that's what I'm thinking. I think it was just the controllers that they had more of a... But still, they had 4 colors for the Wii. My point being is that one of the criticisms that I've come across with Nintendo in the last year is they are very much trying to capitalize on everything, and their consoles and their games are ridiculously priced for what they are. I don't have a Switch 2, and I don't plan to get a Switch 2 anytime soon. The only reason I will get a Switch 2 is if it gets released in a like limited edition or a special edition of a game that I really love. But I currently have no desire to get a Switch 2. And no, Pokopia is not pushing me to want to get a Switch 2 either. And I saw this video on Pinterest, but it was a TikTok, and if I can find it, I'll show it or I'll link it. And it's she's holding up the Switch Lite and comparing it to the Switch 2, and the size difference is ridiculous. And that video then got me thinking, is the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 really handheld consoles? Like, the whole appeal of a handheld console is that you can like fit it in your pocket. You can take it around with you and game on the go. And yes, to an extent you can do that with the Switches and the Steam Deck and whatever else there is out there right now, I don't actually know. But when you compare it to the Switch Lite, to the DS, to the PS Vita or PSP, there's no question that the handheldness and portability of the Switch and Switch 2 isn't really up to scratch. I do not feel comfortable just putting my Switch into my bag and carrying it around. Like, I just don't feel comfortable doing it. I do with my Switch Lite, and I would even if I didn't have the case, I would still just pop it into my bag and carry it around. But my Switch, no. No, ma'am. No, it's not happening. There's too much investment. And I think that's another thing. The pricing of handheld consoles are going up because the demand is going up, because everybody is realizing that the beauty of handheld gaming is the connection and the intimacy and the personalization of it. It's price, shock horror. Wrote about it in my journal. People seem to be craving connection and intimacy, reflecting upon the evolution of handheld gaming and now how it has made us feel. There is something so personal about handheld gaming. It brings us closer to the game we're playing and the characters within it. To me, the Switch 1 and 2 are not handheld consoles. They are the new generation of couch gaming for Nintendo, and that's not a bad thing. but the push from the gaming community to group it into the handheld category is frustrating, especially when we have the Switch Lite. So I do think there is definitely this push from the community and from Nintendo of the Switch being handheld. And obviously there is a clear reason as to why that is. But the games that seem to be catered more for the Switch seem to be more enjoyable on a bigger screen, on a better quality screen. And handheld gaming, yes, you've got the Switch OLED, and the Switch 2 has like an OLED screen or a fancy, I don't know. All I know is that it's better. But to get that good quality, the screens need to be bigger. So the size of the consoles need to be bigger. We just don't need it. We don't need these handheld consoles to be the size of a TV screen. And we don't need to try and have something that does both. The reason why the Nintendo Wii was so successful and so beloved is because of its uniqueness and its individuality. All of the other gaming companies tried to replicate it and failed. They did not have the success that the Wii had. And I feel like with the Switch, obviously it's called the Switch for a reason, because you can switch between docked and handheld mode. And as a gimmick and as the first console, I think it's brilliant. I think it's innovative, and I really think Nintendo knew what they were doing. But I think the Switch 2 is a little out of hand. Nintendo's niche of slaying at the handheld gaming market, it's like they're losing touch with it. They're trying to merge their success they had with their handheld gaming and the success they had with the Wii into one. Obviously, this isn't a revelation. I'm not saying anything revelationary, like this is old news. But I think with how old the Switch 1 is, we're forgetting what Nintendo are trying to do. And I think Nintendo are also forgetting what Nintendo are trying to do as well. Like, when you look at the Switch Lite as a console, it's everything that you want from a handheld. And the main reason I got myself a Switch Lite before getting a Switch, and this is no joke, obviously they released it in the coral pink, which I love. And like I said, I think one of the best things Nintendo does is release their consoles in different colors. I think that marketing strategy is the best. Like, it's just genius. And they've done that with the Switch Lite. You can't say they haven't done that. They've literally done that. So yes, I wanted the coral one. I wanted it in pink because I'm a pink gal, what can I say? But also, and this might sound ridiculous to some people, but to me, it makes complete sense. And it's the D-pad. I love the fact that the Switch Lite has the classic D-pad. The Switch doesn't. The Switch just has the 4 circles on both controllers, on both ends. Whereas this one, you've got your classic YXAB, and then you've got the cross D-pad. And that appealed to me because that's what I wanted from my handheld. I wanted that nostalgic 3DS Game Boy feeling from my Nintendo console. That's what I go to Nintendo for. That's what I wanted, so that's what I got. And I think if you are craving that and you're missing that personalization from Nintendo, you don't have to reach for a 3DS to get that. The Switch Lite, I think, is a great handheld, and I think it has gone a bit neglected over the last few years. I think it's been forgotten by the gaming community and by Nintendo. There are rumors that there might be a Switch 2 Lite. Just rumors. As of recording this, I haven't actually looked into it. But I'm a bit like, how big is it going to be? Like, the size of the Switch 2 is ridiculous. So obviously the Switch 2 Lite, the whole idea is that it's smaller and more compact, which would be great. But still, like, how big is it going to be? Do you know what I mean? These are just some thoughts that have been going around my head recently that I just wanted to share. I really love doing these sit down, like, just rambly, chit chatty videos. I think they're so fun to film, so fun to watch. And I've been just watching a lot of handheld gaming content, modded content, customization content, and it just got the gears in my brain turning. And it got me thinking, why do we love handheld gaming so much? Why do we mod our consoles and customize our consoles? I literally am now waiting for 3 clear shell casings for all of my DSs, sticker bundles, so I can then customize my DSs and make them all cutesy and mine and personal. I think that's another thing with handheld consoles. Because they're small and compact, they are easily customizable, so they're unique to you. You make them your own. And obviously that's just another big appeal to having a handheld console. You can't really do that with a non-handheld console. But yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know, get these thoughts out of my head that I've been having recently. I've been going into like deep rabbit holes on Pinterest of just looking at customized handheld consoles. So I mean, specifically Nintendo, I haven't really delved into PlayStation handheld consoles because I never had one. My brother had a PSP, but I never had my own. And I never had the PS Vita or anything like that. So, do you have a handheld console? Do you like handheld gaming? What do you have? Do you have many? Do you just have one? Let me know. What is your favourite game to play on a handheld? Because handheld gaming and then, what do you call it? Like docked gaming. Docked gaming. They're two very different experiences, and some games are definitely better one way than the other. So I'll be curious to see what kind of games you prefer on whichever mode. And yeah, I think that's my little ramble over. If you have a Switch Lite and you haven't played it in a while, do yourself a favour. Get it out. Dust it off. Give it a little bit of TLC. It's gone a little bit unloved recently, and I think it's time to remember that the Switch family does have this underdog that people seem to forget exists. The Switch Lite can give us that handheld itch with modern games. Obviously not with Switch 2 games, but with all your Switch games, you can fix that handheld itch with the Switch Lite. So with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, week, month, forever, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye!